Shalom. Pray that y'all having a good day. I'm going to serenade you with some music first, as I do. I like to record this computer screen. Okay, well, sorry, I'm on a different computer, so that's what I was recording. Okay, well, apparently I did not prepare this properly well. Might not be any serenading today, but there may be next time. Yeah, screen recording don't seem to be a thing on here. Oh, well. It is what it, oh, wait, no. Oh. 1 minute. I try my best to stay.
Blessed are the peacemakers, the true children of the Creator. Profound wisdom is the nature of the true Savior. We prefer the prophets over soothsayers. Devils in capes, history's crusaders. Israel did them favors, but now they bootleggers. I'm still rapping about prayer, no matter who hate us. Leftover PTSD be having my mood changing. Finally in a space where I'm recovering. The projects was a mind control experiment by the government. Upset at reparations, throw us off by talking eloquent. But we know an exodus from Babylon involves a settlement. We couldn't read because of our perceived intelligence. America's nice, but not without the active embellishment. Pure scripture spilled out like poured liquor into wineskin from gentlemen at a wedding reception. I need the pressing so deep that it leaves an impression. Deep like the sea, but the surface will show me my reflection. Seeing through a glass darkly, make us do the math partly. Who else but Israel get killed just for having a heartbeat? We need healing, our children blamed for their own killings. Burned on the same tree they hung Christ, it's the same villain. Self-awareness can heal us before we perish. Black sheep without knowledge inherit violence and terror. The last days of era, cyborgs and chimeras. Begging for destruction, the weapons got Russian parents. The father suffered long, he about to give the angels clearance. Then a bread of life from heaven makes an appearance. Salute.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen.
We done found love, found peace, found joy for all the tears. We done found truth, found love, found life, finding out that we is. Oh, Israel, we the most high king. And my arms are open, I'm your creator, I make you live. I open oceans, I'm your direction, I want you here. The almighty power, the ancient of days, the one that they feel. I'ma clean you up with these living waters. You far away from home, I bring you to your borders. Oh, it took your land away, I'm coming to restore you. Oh, he's right here. I know that you were sober, you gon' walk the streets of gold. The ones they overlooked, the same ones the Father chose. Them seeds all in the mud, the same ones the Father rose. Oh, he's right here. He's right here. And my house gon' be for all nations. Anybody sick, I want all patients. If I'm your finish line, I want all races. Oh, he's right here. We hear the birds chirping Zion. No tears, no pain up in Zion. Everybody giving praise up in Zion. Zion. We done found love, found peace, found joy for all the tears. We done found truth, found love, found life, finding out that we is. Oh, Israel, we the most high king. And my arms are open, I'm your creator, I make you live.
Definitely should have checked. Check the volume. I forgot to do that. I forgot to check the volume. Okay, I guess it works. All right, cool, awesome. All right, shalom, shalom. I'm gonna try to get through this. Exodus 12 is long. It is 50 verses, and generally I try my best to go from verse to verse and just break down as much as the Most High leads to show me. But we'll see what happens. Can we pray to open up? Heavenly Father, thank you for all that you've done for us. I thank you for keeping us and blessing us. I pray that you will bless this lesson and those who are in this lesson. Pray that you clean us up, direct us, guide us, move us, bring us to the fullness of where you want us to be so that we may know all that you desire, Abba. Clean us up, Abba, because you know what's in our hearts. You know what's in our minds. You know what's in our souls and our beings. Clean up our bloodlines. Clean up our history. Clean up our the children and the fathers, Abba. Restore the hearts of the father to the sons and the sons to the fathers, Abba. And show us your ways, because your ways are higher than our ways. You know what we need. You know where we need to go. You know what we need to do. You know what we need to be. Make our desires pure in you that we may fully run towards you with full vigor and show us all that we need to go through. I mean, we're not going to show us what we need to go through, but help us to know the things we're going to go through so that we can at least just have some understanding. It is tough in this world and it's hard and it's dark, but you are the light, our light and our salvation. You are our hope for tomorrow and our joy. Show us your way. Comfort us during this time in Yahushua's name. Hallelujah. Okay, so I'm gonna pull it up on KJV because I like KJV Bible. Okay. So I use words Yah, Yahuah, Yahusha, but Yahusha's not in this. But I'm reading out of the Sefer Bible. But for those who may want to see something, I got you, fam. Okay. And Yahuwah spoken to El Moshe and El Aharon in the land of Mitzrayim, saying. Now, I want to say that real quick. In the Sefer Bible, it says El Moshe and El Aharon, but it don't say that in KJV. The El part means they've ascended to a place where the Father allowed them to do things, certain things. It's like Miriam and Levi was mentioned in Psalms. And when you look at Miriam, Mary, who is the sister to Moses, she was a prophetess. A prophetess receives the word of the Most High. They basically walk in the order and function of the Most High. As I was doing this is going off topic. It's off topic, but it's on topic because Moses is in it, and this is important. As I was reading more about Elijah and Elisha, Elijah, before he was taken up, he took off his mantle and he smote the waters. He didn't say the name of Yahuwah. He didn't say the name of Yahusha. He walked in the authority of Yahuwah. He walked in his function. So when Yahuwah called him to do something, he would speak. The words he speaks is as Yahuwah is speaking. He walked in the order of Yahuwah. So that's where you get to the point of El, because he's acting as Elohim. And Moses, when he got to the water, what did Yahuwah say to him? And he spoke to, he went to Yahuwah about the people, like, what do I do about this great people in this water? He said, why you come to me? What is in your hand? Your rod, go to the waters and lift it up. He didn't understand the full authority that he had. So it's walking in the authority and function that Yahuwah called you to be when you are a prophet or prophetess and a priest. because the priest is literally the intercessor of Yahuah. So if you're a priest, you're supposed to be speaking and doing things on behalf of you acting as Yahuah. Okay. Verse 2, this month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. Speak ye unto all the assembly of Yasharel, saying, in the 10th day of this month they shall take to them every man a lamb according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for a house. So basically the month of Abib, which is actually coming up, is the beginning of months. That's usually in the spring. So during this month is going to be where the Passover is. So at the beginning of the year is where the Passover lamb is going to be slain. So it's off topic, but interesting. I looked at this actually last month. Yahusha was born during the time when the shepherds went out for the sheep. The time when the shepherds go out for the sheep, like standing in the outside at dark, is so that they can make sure that the sheep that is born will have a safe delivery. Now, when is that time? Around March and April, around the same time of the beginning of the year. So the same time when a sheep is killed is the same time when sheep is born. So it's like a lot of sheep is being lost during this time, but a lot of sheep is being birthed out during this time. And it just so happens that Yahusha was birthed out during this time, the time where near the beginning of the year. So let me see. 3, okay. Okay. 4, and if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next into his house take it according to the number of the souls. Every man according to his eating shall make your account for the lamb. So Yahuah wanted there to be a feast day of celebration. Of course, we're celebrating the beginning of the year, but it's also the deeper layer of this is that the lamb being slain. So we're celebrating, but also we're killing the lamb who is basically the Messiah. It's a innuendo or analogy, or can't think of the right one. But basically, let me keep going first. Actually, so they kill the lamb according to the household. So every household basically takes part in this. So it's like nobody misses out on this. So say I'm not a shepherd, and my brother is a shepherd. So since we have lamb in the household, and say my brother is over yonder, I'll go to his house, and then we can all partake in this. So it's like you leave nobody out. Abba is all about like having enough for everybody. And this is according to the eating. So if it's a skinny little lamb, it's not going to feed like a family of 30, especially if they was having kids back then. So you get the fatted lamb, but it's only one lamb per household. And then 5, your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. You shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats. So there is lamb that would be with the sheep, the female ones, and there's lamb that would be the goats. Usually it'd be like the male ones, because they'll have the rams and they can butt heads with the goats. Yahuah saved both his sheep though of Yasharel and the goats who are obedient and disobedient. So taking it out of the sheep of Yahuah's pasture or of the goats, kind of like the house of Yasharel. It's kind of like a division already. Verse 6, and ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month. and the whole multitude of the assembly of Yasharel shall kill it in the evening. So this was foreshadowing of Yahusha being taken. Yeah. This is foreshadowing of Yahusha being taken and killed out of the assembly. So they took the sheep, they kept it up to the 14th day, which means basically this sheep now has a relationship with the people of the household. This sheep now knows the shepherd. This sheep is staying inside with the same people who's going to kill it. It's like Psalms 23, when he said, let me see, man, I'm forgetting this one. Psalms 23. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For you are with me. So it's like the shadow of death, because basically this lamb is literally here in the shadow of death. It's about to die. And the same people who was about to kill it is the one who's taking care of it. This is Yahusha being in Yasharel, and the same people who's supposed to look after him, watch over him. Again, he was spotless. He had no blemish. The same ones who take care of him is the same one who did not take care of him. The same ones who killed him. The same elders, the Pharisees, the Sadducees, the Levites, the ones who were supposed to pray for him and make sure that, hey, there is no unjustness. The elders of the assembly, all of them came when it was time to take the lamb. Let me actually go there, because I read that today, funny enough. That is Matthew 26. Yeah, Matthew 26. And then, and while he yet spoke, lo, this is 26 and 47. And while he yet spoke, lo, Yehudah, one of the 12, came with him. So a brother came with him, someone who's been with him in the house. With a great multitude with swords and staves, and from the chief priests and elders of the people. And what did Yahusha say beforehand? He said in 46, rise, let us be going. Behold, he is at hand that betrays me. 45, then came he to his Talmudim and said unto them, sleep on now, take your rest. Behold, the hour is at hand, and the son of Adam is betrayed unto the hands of sinners. So the sinners were the chief priests and the elders, the Levites, the Pharisees, the Sadducees, even the ones later on who came as the false witnesses, the ones who came as the priests, the priest assistant. Like, they all were the sinners. Okay, let me keep going. 7, and they shall take of the blood and strike it on the 2 side posts and on the upper doorpost of the house, wherein they shall eat it. Which was that? 7. Okay. So it's interesting because they didn't only just take the blood and just, smear it. They struck the doorpost. He is the way, the truth, and the life. Remember that. They struck the door, literally, on all sides. The upper door of the post wherein you shall eat it, and they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast the fire and matzah, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it. So Yahusha went through the fire and drank the vinegar, which was a sponge with vinegar in it, which was bitter. That's the bitter herbs. And he was not puffed up at all, because we know that when he was taken, he told to Peter, don't you know I could ask of my father and he will send 12 legions of angels? He wasn't puffed up. He knew what he can do, but he went humbly as a sheep before a sheep to the slaughter. So he had no pride, and he was humbled like the matzah bread, because it says you should eat the flesh in the night, roasted with fire and matzah. Matzah is the flat bread. and with bitter herbs they shall eat it. So, one, they smacked them. Again, this is the day before the Passover. The day before the Passover, they killed the lamb. They struck him and said, who smote you? Prophesied to us, who smote you? They hit him with the cats of nine tails. That's the fire. This is all the fire he's going through. They spat in his face. Disgrace. He was not puffed up. No matzah was inside of him. No leaven was inside Yahusha. Then you also have, he had to bear his own cross. He had to walk it down to Calvary. Then he had to go up there and then be crucified, still in the fire, still being humble. He was inspected by the assembly. Remember, we have to go back up. Verse 5, your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year of, ye shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats. That male was Yahusha. He was inspected by the Pharisees, the Sadducees, the elders, the Levites, the high priest. They could not find anything wrong with him, so they had to get two false witnesses. They took him to Caiaphas. Well, Caiaphas was the high priest, sorry. They took him basically over to the Romans. He couldn't find anything with him. They sent him to Herod. Herod couldn't find anything with him. Sent him right back to him. He said, this man is innocent. He has no blemish. But still, they killed him. And there, he was pierced in the side, but his bones were not broken. 9, eat not of it raw, nor sodden at all with water, but roast with fire his head with his legs and with the pertinence thereof. So there had to be a specific way to eat the Passover because it represented Yahusha's body. It couldn't be eaten with the fire, which is Yahusha dying without going through the mockings and being spat on, which, eating it raw. And being on the stake. Neither was Yahusha boiled, but he endured the fire. There was nothing to, he didn't sit in a pot seething. 10, ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning, that which remains of it until the morning, ye shall burn it with fire. When Yahusha rose on the third day, every part of him was gone. Now, of course, we say, hey, it's Good Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. False. He died on Wednesday because the the Passover is a high Sabbath. It's a holy day. This is why they said we have to take down his body before the Sabbath. And he was killed actually during the evening time, like closer to where he said, hey, let me hurry up and take down his body and prepare it. And I have to stop before the Sabbath. He couldn't embalm him. But he was already prepared for the embalming before he was cut open and all that stuff, because the oil was poured on him the day before. When Mary Magdalene basically put the oil on him, he was already anointed. He said, this is for my burial. So they got the Mary Magdalene, Mary, Yahusha's mom, they got the spices, but they could not do anything because after the Sabbath came the Sabbath. So after the Passover Sabbath came the actual Sabbath. Wait, that is then right? Yeah, okay, yeah. So you died on Wednesday. Basically, what was that, Thursday? Yeah. Yeah, 3 days, 3 nights. So Wednesday, you died. Thursday makes 1 day. Friday makes 2nd day. And Saturday will make the 3rd day. So Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, Thursday morning, Wednesday morning, Saturday morning, Shabbat night, that's when they came and he wasn't there, he was risen. That's why you must eat everything and leave nothing, because he wasn't there. Okay, and let me see. When Yahusha, okay, yeah, when Yahusha rose, every part of him was gone. 11, and thus shall ye eat it with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand, and ye shall eat it in haste. It is Yahuwah's Pesach. So the haste is to represent Yasharel leaving Egypt for the second time. The staff is our power. Our loins girded is our determination to basically go. So every time it said like gird up your loins, it's like get ready for something. We about to go. Get determined. Load up your gird up the loins of your mind. Be determined because you're about to leave. You're about to go somewhere. You're about to do something. So the Passover is like a lot of stuff is going on during the Passover, actually. It's about Yahusha. It's also about the leaving. I believe it's about the second Exodus. A lot of other people also believe that the second Exodus would be done around the time of the Passover, but nobody knows the day or the hour. So who knows? 12, for I will pass through the land of Egypt or Mitzrayim this night. Okay, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Mitzrayim, both man and beast, and against all the Elohai of Mitzrayim, I will execute judgment. I am Yahuwah. So Yahuwah judged not man, not only man, not just man, but man, their beast, and the land also. He destroyed their gods with them, so they would know that there is no Elohim like Yahuwah. So he destroyed all the firstborn, man, in the land of Mitzrayim, both man and beast. He destroyed the firstborn against all the Elohai of Mitzrayim. He destroyed their gods. And he said he will execute judgment. So Yasharel didn't have to rise up and, hey, we're going to get up and fight and we're going to do all this stuff. He fought for them. He will supply all of our needs according to his riches and glory. And we know that he is Yahuwah Gabor. He is a man of war. 13, and the blood shall be to you for a mark upon the houses where ye are. And when I say the blood, I will pass over you, and the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you when I smite the land of Mitzrayim. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So the blood should be upon us. Now also it's the blood of Yahusha, as Yahusha wants us to look like him. So the blood that covered the house is the same blood that's covering us, the blood of Yahusha. When I see the blood, I will pass over. So the only reason why we're not in judgment now today is because Yahuwah passed over us, because the blood of his son is covering us. We are marked with his blood. 14, and this day shall be unto you for a memorial, and ye shall keep it a feast to Yahuwah throughout your generations. You shall keep it a feast by an ordinance forever. 7 days shall ye eat matzah. Even the first day you shall put away leaven out of your houses. For whosoever eats chametz or leaven from the first day until the seventh day, that soul shall be cut off from Yasharel. So Yahuwah wants 7 days of no leaven to be in our houses. And in the first day, there shall be a Kodesh assembly. And in the seventh day, there shall be a Kodesh assembly to you. No manner of work shall be done in them, save that which every man must do. That only may be done of you. So in the first day and last day, there shall be a Kodesh assembly, a feast to commemorate the feast of Matzah. So there's always going to be like a feast that Yahuwah gives us, because we are a feast people. We like eating, the cookouts. We love cookouts. We even talk about that today on social media. They were like, oh, this person is invited to the cookout. This person is not invited to the cookout. Those are feast days. We love feasts. 17, and ye shall guard the feast of Matzah, for in the selfsame day have I brought your armies out of the land of Mitzrayim. Therefore shall ye guard this day in your generation by an ordinance forever. So we shall guard the feast by having a celebration, a joyous event, the first and the seventh day, and be humble the entire week. It's a week of humility. It's a week to cast out all of our pride. It is a week to say, we did not do this of our own selves. Just like in the time of Gideon, where he said, you have too many people with you. He said, if you have this many people, you're a boast. Tell those who are afraid to go back. Okay, those who are afraid went back, you still have too many people. Go to this watering hole. Those who lap like a dog, send them back. Those who go down on one knee and take water with their hand, them you're going to keep. So those who went and lapped like a dog, he sent all them back. That was the people of Ephraim, and they were angry. But it was about Yahuah taking the victory with a small number. Because Yahuah was right. Those people, those same Ephraimites, after Gideon won the war, said, how come you didn't call us? He said, you killed Zedev and Oreb, the two kings. What greater honor is that? And then he said, okay, they were abated. Ephraim had pride, and he would have boasted, we did this. This is why they couldn't go. Even with Yiptek, where he went forth and he smote the kings, and then Ephraim again came and said, hey, why didn't you call us? He said, what do you mean, like, why'd you call us? I sent and y'all didn't come. And then he said, like, they were angry with Yiptek, and Yiptek went to war against Ephraim, and he destroyed them to the point where they had to pass the river, and they couldn't say Siboloth, he would destroy them. Even David shows how prideful Ephraim was. When David went and he got his spoils and everything, and it said that Ephraim came and said, why didn't you call us? He said, like, I forgot what David said. But he said that Ephraim chided with David, but the men of Judah was more fierce, and they backed down. So that goes to what you were saying, like, this is a week of no pride. Put all the leaven out of your heart. This is what Yahuah wants, the inward man, because the Levites, the priests, the high priest, the elders, they all had leaven, pride inside of themselves. But they would do the outward works, which is to look nice, to look good, and they would speak and they'll pray long times to make it look like they were righteous, but inwardly they were filthy. So Yahuah is just showing us the inward parts that he cares about. So 18, in the first month of the 14th day of the month at even, ye shall eat matzah until the 1 and the 20th day of the month at even. The priests also eat matzah bread in the temple, and they bake it on the Sabbath to eat for the week to come. So the priests are supposed to always be eating matzah bread, showing that they're supposed to always be humble throughout every week, because the priests are the ones who hold like the judgment. The priests are the ones who hear when this person sins and this person did iniquity, this person did this, this, and this. They're not supposed to be so high-minded, like, here she comes again. Yeah, she was drinking just last month and blah, blah, blah. The priest's supposed to be humble. Every week they bake matzah bread. Every week they eat the matzah bread throughout the week. And then they bake another one on Shabbat. 19, 7 days shall there be no chametz, leaven found in your house. 19, yeah, cool. For whosoever eats that which is chametz, even that soul should be cut off from the assembly of Yasharel, whether he be a stranger or born in the land. So anyone eating chametz or leaven will be cut off because pride was found in them. 7 days of eating no yeast is not a long time. It's not a long time at all. But some people still say, well, they'll make their excuses. Today's time is harder. Back then, like, it was a little bit easier. It was a lot easier, actually. But nowadays, they put yeast in everything. Yeast is in crackers. Yeast is in, of course, our bread, but there's yeast in, like, a lot of stuff. My mom told me there was, like, a yeast in some garlic cheese powder. White yeast and cheese powder, but it was a seasoning. 20, ye shall eat nothing with chametz in all your habitation shall you eat matzah. So anywhere you go, it's not just, well, okay, I'm gonna go outside my house and then I'm gonna go eat me some of this bread because you know Israel's wicked. So they're gonna want to do, man, I miss me some of this bread, the sweet bread. So then they'll go to their friend's house. Then they want to go outside. Well, maybe if I go into the river, he said, all your habitations. So they will literally have to go outside of their habitation to the enemies for like to Mitzrayim. They have to go down to Canaan and be like, because that's outside of the habitation, because they want to be worldly. 21. Then Moshe called for all the elders of Yasharel and said unto them, draw out and take you a lamb according to your families and kill the Pesach. Moshe also always spoke to the elders because they were the heads of Yasharel. So everyone looked to them for guidance. When the head turns, the body responds and goes in that way. But now, today's time, Yahushua is our head. And where he turns, we go in that way. In one mind, one order, one heart, and one will. Not our will, but Yahuwah's will be done. We want to always check, see, what do you want me to do? Where do you want me to go? How do you want me to act? How do you want me to be? Etc., etc., etc. To always go in that way. 22. And ye shall take a bunch of hyssop and dip it in the blood that is in the basin, and strike the lintel and the two side posts with the blood that is in the basin. And none of you shall go out at the door of his house until the morning. So it's not just dipping the blood there, but it's also staying inside the house. We know the house is Yahushua. This is going to be during another time where the world is going to be going through stuff. Okay. I'm just going to keep going. I'm keep going. So 23, for Yahuah will pass through to smite the Mitzrayim. And when he sees the blood upon the lintel and one of the two side posts, Yahuah will pass over the door and will not suffer the destroyer to come in unto your houses to smite you. So the blood of the lamb is what saves Yasharel from destruction, not because we are righteous, not because we follow Moshe, not because we did works, not because we made a good cookout, not because we know who we are as a nation, but because we have the blood of the lamb covering us. That's it. It's the only reason. 24, and ye shall guard this thing for an ordinance to you and to your sons forever. So we shall continue to do this thing and not turn aside or be swayed not to do it. To guard means to defend it. So we shall defend Yahuwah's Torah. And this is because we need to have this constant memory, a constant knowledge of Yahuwah's coming, Yahusha's coming, the Passover lamb's coming back. So we need to take this Passover lamb and gird up our loins, because this could be the time where he may cause us to go. And if we're not girded up and we're sitting out fat and heavy, oh man, that was a good lamb. Oh man. Oh, we it's time to go. Well, let me go and get. Now we are like the 5 foolish who did not prepare. As the 5 wise, the 5 foolish bride, they didn't have enough oil. And even the oil represents us cleaning ourselves out during this time, preparing ourselves. 25, and it shall come to pass when ye are come to the land which Yahuwah will give you, according as he has promised, that ye shall guard this service. So even when we go to the land, first, we did not ever do the first Passover in our own land. We did it in the wilderness. Then when we go into our own land, then we do it. But remember earlier it said, do it in all of your habitations, wherever you go, wherever you dwell. In the book of Tobit, if you read Tobit, we also see that Tobit also was celebrating the Passover. So even in captivity, they kept the Passover. 26. And it shall come to pass when your children shall say unto you, what mean ye by this service? Why are you doing this? Why do we do the Passover? 27, that ye shall say, it is the sacrifice of Yahuah's Passover, who passed, or Pesach, who passed over the houses of the children of Yasharel and Mitzrayim, when he smote the Mitzrayim and delivered our houses, and the people bowed their head and worshiped. And the interesting thing is that during that time, I'm pretty sure everyone was probably like, yeah, how are we ever going to forget this? And now in today's time, because we weren't there, they forgot it. Actually, it didn't even take that long. Within the 40 years, they forgot. 27, that ye shall say, it is the sacrifice of Yahuah's Pesach. Oh, okay, now I already read that. He smote the Mitzrayim and delivered our houses, and the people bowed the head and worshiped. They humbled themselves. They bowed their head. They worshiped. They weren't prideful. Look at them Egyptians over there. Yeah, hey, kill them, Abba. Yeah, let them die. Yeah, as they killed our children, kill their children. Ha, 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 ha. Look at that one over there. I remember her. None of that happened. They were humble. They were spared. They bowed the head and they worshiped. Thank you, Abba. This was not our child. Thank you, Abba, for saving us. Thank you, Abba, for keeping us. Thank you, Abba, for blessing us. Gratitude, 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 thanksgiving, worship, bowing the head, submission, obedience. That's what they gave back. 29. And it came to pass at midnight, Yahuah smote all the firstborn in the land of Mitzrayim, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sat on his throne until the firstborn of the captive that was in the dungeon, and all the firstborn of cattle. Every firstborn was judged, meaning the blessing of the firstborn was taken. The blessing of the firstborn, which is like Joseph, he received the double blessing. The blessing of the firstborn, you received the inheritance. The blessing of the firstborn, especially if you were one of the priests, you receive that. Of the Egyptians priests, of course. They lost an inheritance. They lost the firstborn. They lost the one who was supposed to carry the torch. Just like Jacob, when he took the firstborn right from Esau, because Esau sold it to him. 30. And Pharaoh rose up in the night, he and his servants, and all the Mitzrayim, and there was a great cry in Mitzrayim, for there was not a house where there was not one dead. 31. And he called for Moshe and Aharon by night, and said, rise up and get you forth from among my people, both ye and the children of Yasharel, and go, serve Yahuah as ye have said. And take your flocks and your herds, as ye have said, and be gone, and bless me also. It's the same thing Abimelech did. Abimelech is the one where basically he took Abraham's wife. Let me find it. Oh no, this was Genesis 27. So this is when he took Isaac's wife, Rachel. So actually, no, it's saying 26. So Genesis 26, 16. Then Abimelech said to Isaac, "Go from us, for you are much mightier than we." Where he said, "Bless me part." Nah, this wasn't the right one. Give me 1 second. Let me see. Give me a second. I'm trying to find this real quick. Let me see. Let me go 27. My goodness. It's giving me just one great. Okay. Okay. No, it was 26. So let's go to Genesis 26 and 26. Then Abimelech went to him from Gerar to Ahuzah, one of his friends, and Pichol, chief captain of his army. And Isaac said to him, "Wherefore come you to me, seeing ye hate me, and have sent me away from you?" And they said, "We saw certainly that Yahuah was with you. And we said, Let there be not an oath, now a oath betwixt us, even betwixt us and you, and let us make a covenant with you, that you will do us no hurt, as we have not touched you." They touched his possessions, but they didn't touch him. "And as we have done unto you nothing but good, and sent you away in shalom, you are now the blessed of Yahuah." And he made them a feast, and they did eat and drink, and they rose up betimes in the morning and swore one to another. And Isaac sent them away, and they departed from him in peace. And it came to pass the same day that Isaac's servants came and told him concerning the well which they had dug, and said to him, "We have found water." And he called it Sheba, for the name of the city is Beersheba unto this day. So we see how the inhabitants of the land are. They'll say, "Oh, I forgot I was supposed to hold this." They'll say, "Oh, look how we did you good." But he came because he seen that his people was kicking them out of the land and took his father's 2 wells. And he said, "Look, we didn't do nothing but good. Make a covenant with us." Because they feared Yahuah. That's why. Not for Isaac's sake, they fear Yahuah. So this is, just how it is. That's Steve Ham. 33. And the Mitzrayim were urging upon the people that they might send them out of the land in haste, for they said, "We all be dead men." We be all dead men. The fear of Yahuah was upon them, as they now see that their gods had no power to save them, and Yahuah would kill all of them for his nation, his woman. Remember, he would kill all of them for his woman. He would kill all of them for his woman. Let me see. That goes back to, again, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That goes back to Abraham. When Abraham basically said, "Hey, Sarah is my sister," and then the king before him, this is a different king, Abimelech, took Sarah, and Yahuah didn't allow him to do anything. But again, this is Mitzrayim. This is Egypt. They took Yahuah's bride. They took Yahuah's woman, Zion, and they had to receive judgment. Hold on. Genesis chapter 20. So if you go to Genesis chapter 20, okay. And Abraham journeyed from there toward the south country and dwelt between Kadesh and Shur and sojourned in Gerar. And Abraham said of Sarah his wife, "She is my sister." And Abimelech, king of Gerar, sent and took Sarah. But Elohim came to Abimelech in a dream by night and said to him, "Behold, you are but a dead man, for the woman which you have taken, for she is a man's wife." But Abimelech had not come near her. And he said, "Adonai, which you slay also a righteous nation? Said he not unto me, she is my sister? And she even herself said, he is my brother. In the integrity of my heart and innocency of my hands have I done this." And Elohim said unto him in a dream, "Yea, I know that you did this in the integrity of your heart, for I also withheld you from sinning against me. Therefore suffered I you not to touch her. Now therefore restore the man his wife, for he is a prophet, and he shall pray for you, and you shall live. And if you restore her not, know you that you shall surely die, you and all that are yours." So it's kind of like that's the same thing that happened in Exodus. For the people perished, the firstborn perished, even of Pharaoh's house perished. But it's like a prelude to everything. So the fear was also shown to the other nations to make them fear Yasharel also. So Yahuah was setting things up not just for Egypt, which was the powerhouse during that time, because remember everything that Joseph did, he set up Egypt. He gave them their economy, everything. Literally, Israel built up Egypt, and Yahuah tore it all down with his own hands. And then he spoiled them. 34, and the people took their dough before it was leavened, their kneading troughs being bound up in their clothes upon their shoulders. So before Yasharel could sin and allow their dough to leaven, they had to pack it up and leave. As we know, Yasharel probably did whatever they wanted to do. And the children of Yasharel did according to the word of Moshe. And they borrowed of the Mitzrayim jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment. That borrowed is not borrowed. So 36, and Yahuah gave the and if it was borrowing, then think about black people borrowing something. Hey man, can I borrow this real quick? Yeah, man. Long time you won't see that. Long time. So go ahead and just live your life, because you ain't gonna see it for a while. 36, and Yahuah gave the people favor in the sight of the Mitzrayim, so that they lent unto them such things as they required, and they spoiled the Mitzrayim. And the children of Yasharel journeyed from Ramses to Sukkot, about 600,000 on foot that were men, being children. And a mixed multitude went up also with them, and flocks and herds, even very many cattle. So the mixed multitude is Egyptians, because they had their own servants there too. Some Egyptians cleaved to them also. So they took the flocks, the herds, the Egyptians, and took some servants with them also. And they baked matzah cakes out of the dough, which they brought forth out of Mitzrayim, for it was not leavened, because they were thrust out of Mitzrayim and could not tarry, neither had they prepared for themselves any victual. Now the sojourning of the children of Yasharel, who dwelt in the land of Mitzrayim, in the land of Canaan, they and their fathers was 430 years. So that's not how long they were in Egypt. That's just like from the time of Abraham till that time. It was 430 years where they dwelt in the land. It came to pass at the end of the 430 years, even the self-same day, it came to pass that all the hosts of Yahuah went out from the land of Mizraim. That's interesting. Yahuah planned everything up to the last day. That's vision, to see everything. It was all orchestrated. 42, it is a night to be much observed unto Yahuah for bringing them out from the land of Mizraim. This is that night of Yahuah, to be observed of all the children of Yasharel in the generation. Yahuah said to Moshe and Aharon, this is the ordinance of the Passover. There shall no stranger eat thereof. The strangers were not allowed to eat of the Passover. So even though they cleaved, they were not natural born. So therefore, there was a distinction. Yahuah don't care about what we think about in the what we learn in the Christian world, which is, oh, we're all the same, we're all equal. We are not all equal. There is a separation between even the angels in heaven. They're not all equal. There are seraphim, cherubim, and archangels. Then there's the other angels. So if there's different classes of angels, why wouldn't there be then classes of races? Not all angels could come before Yahuah. There's a separation. Some dwell in the first heaven, some dwell in the seventh, 6, 5, 4, 3. 43, and Yahuah said to Moshe and Aharon, is the ordinance, okay, 44, but every man's servant that is, I've been going. But every man's servant that is brought for money, when you have circumcised him, then shall he eat thereof. So the same day they get circumcised, then they can eat. So circumcision is basically the cutting of the flesh. It is, okay, I got it later on actually. In one's house shall it be eaten. You shall not carry forth out the flesh abroad out of the house, neither shall you break a bone thereof. So no bones to be broken. If you're going to take the leg, you better eat the whole leg. Don't break no bones. Don't cut them up in pieces. Just carves the flesh off. So Yahuah does not want Yahshua to take Yahushua's body everywhere and go down and eat at everyone's house like Thanksgiving. But instead, where you are eating, you eat it all there, no takeaways. So I know this is what me and my brother did during Thanksgiving before. We ate at our house, went to a friend's house, ate at that house, grabbed the friend, went to another friend's house and ate at that house. You ain't supposed to do that. 47, all the assembly of Yasharel shall keep it. And when a stranger shall sojourn with you and will keep the Passover to Yahuah, let all his males be circumcised, then let him come near and keep it. And he shall be as one that is born in the land, for no uncircumcised person shall eat thereof. So to be circumcised is to remove the foreskin of a man, which is his covering. That's the covering of his male member. A male member also was a representation of his power, his authority. And when it is removed, you're saying Yahuah is now your covering, and it's a blood covenant. It's a covering by blood, and as the foreskin is separated, you are separated to Yahuah and no longer the other nations. So they would give up who they were and their identity and be marked as an Israelite. Now you can come in because now you look like us. Now you act like us. You are one of us. I remember when Yahusha told me, like, I was like, okay, my dad told me, like, hey, you need to get circumcised. I was like, let me do something cheap then. And I was looking at different ways, and it said, oh, yeah, there's this one way to get circumcised. You put it on. It's very painless. There's no blood. And I heard the Ruach HaKodesh say, no, there must be blood. It is a blood covenant. If no blood is shed, then it was all for nothing. So after that, I was like, well, okay, well, I guess I can't take that. And that was like a $47 one. The one I did was like $800. Whew. Anywho, 49, one Torah shall be to him that is homeborn and unto the stranger that sojourns among you. So Yahuah did not give laws for Israel in the world, but one Torah, one law, one pair of instructions for everyone who would follow the word of Yahuah. So no one can get confused and say, here is another book and another word and replace it with their God to say there is another way to heaven. You don't go through the Dead Sea Scrolls and here's this book for this and this book for this and this book for this. No, just one book, one Torah book for all who cleave to Yasharel. 50. Thus did all the children of Yasharel as Yahuah commanded Moshe and Aharon. So did they. And it came to pass the selfsame day that Yahuah did bring the children of Yasharel out of the land of Mitzrayim by their armies. Hallelujah. So on 50, thus did all the children of Yasharel as Yahuah commanded Moshe and Aharon. So did they. They listened. They followed Moshe, who was an Elohim to Aharon. They followed Aharon, who became the priest. That's all I already got for today. And I'm gonna pray it all out. Whew. Man, that was a long one. Heavenly Father, thank you for everything. Thank you for blessing us. Thank you for keeping us. Thank you for nurturing us. Thank you for taking us out. Thank you for taking us through. Thank you, Abba Yahuah, for this word being able to go forth. And I pray that you change the hearts of men, change the hearts of women, change the hearts of children, that you continue to bring more to your Passover, Abba, and you continue to lead more to you. You continue to guard us and renew us and restore us and save us and bring us through. And we are ready for you. Help us to be ready. Help us to know you. Help us to walk in your ways, because you have the word and the keys of the kingdom is in your hand. Pray that you forgive us of our sins, iniquities, transgressions, and pray that you walk and we walk in your order. In Yahushua's name I ask and pray. Hallelujah. Whew, okay. No outro music this time. Shalom and stay strong.